Hello you guys, welcome back to today's video. I hope this setup is okay. I wanted to do like a spooky setup for Halloween for my favorite month of the year. So I just have my trick-or-treat picture here and my little Hocus Pocus binder here. Both of these I got from Spirit Halloween last year. So there's a lot to talk about in this video. I'm gonna try to keep the video as short as I can, but I have a lot of updates for you guys. It has been a whirlwind of a week, let me tell you. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is a mid-pay period check-in. So we are halfway through our pay period, which is 2 weeks long. We're 1 week in, we have 1 week left to go. So we're gonna go through our variable expenses, our cash envelopes today and see where we're at. Then I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some updates in regards to home renovations we're doing that is a rather large expense for us. So I'm gonna kind of break that down for you guys and let you know what we kind of have coming up in the future when it comes to our finances and home improvements. And this week we updated our living room. So I'm gonna be sharing that cost breakdown with you guys. This was an unexpected expense. Blake unexpectedly got 1 day off this week that he normally doesn't get off. And it happened to be a day that I was home and the kids were in school. So we actually got to go out together, and you can't take Blake and I to the thrift store because apparently we will redo our entire living room in 1 single day. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to break down that spending for you guys and also tell you how we're covering it, since I did not have a sinking fund set up for that. I did not have like a budget for it. It was a very spontaneous, in the moment purchase, which isn't always a good thing. But if you can make it work within your budget, then there's nothing wrong with doing just that. And then at the very end of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys a huge financial update for us. It's a big deal. So wait until the very end, or go ahead and just fast forward to the end if you want to. But hopefully you guys are interested in everything else I'm going to be sharing in this video. So let's go ahead and get started and open up my variable spending cash envelope binder. If you're new to my channel, you notice that I have a bunch of different binders over here. And I often get the question, do you take all your binders out with you? Because these are a little bit, bulkier. Some people don't like the size of binders like this. They think it's too big, and that's totally fine. Everyone's different. Perfect size for me to take out, but no, I do not take out all of my binders. All of these binders stay here on my desk. And this binder is my everyday wallet that I take out with me. So let's go ahead and go through it together. Nothing has changed in groceries since my last video that I posted. Nothing has changed because I still have to grocery shop for this upcoming week, which I'll do on Sunday. But I'll go ahead and count it while we're here. $150, $70, $80, $90, $205. So $205 is my budget for Sunday for next week's groceries. Okay, so family fun. I originally started off the pay period with $70 in here. I now have $25. If you watched my last video, I mentioned that we typically spend money during the weekends and not so much during the week. Well, this week was definitely out of the norm for us. On Monday, I ended up having to leave work early to pick up my son from school. My son was struggling at school, so I had to leave work early and go pick him up. And then on Tuesday, like I mentioned earlier, Blake unexpectedly got the day off. So we went out, and we didn't have the kids with us. So we went out to lunch together, and we went to the thrift store. So we spent money then. In my family fund envelope, I spent money to take us out to lunch. And then on Wednesday is another day that I work part-time, and I got sent home early that day because my clients had an emergency. So again, I got to come home. Blake's day off is Wednesday, so he was home. Kids were at school. So what did we do? We went out. We went out to lunch. We literally don't get date nights, you guys. I think it's been close to a year since we had a date night, and I'm not exaggerating. We don't have childcare. We don't have family that can help us. So we literally don't ever get to go out together unless it's during the day and our kids are at school. So we spent money. We went out to eat a couple times this week, and you know what? It's okay because it was in the budget. So I'm grateful for the budget. I'm grateful for my cash envelopes because I did not go over budget this week, even though we did have a spendier week than typical. Okay, kids has 0. We're all good there. They don't need anything. My personal spending has 0. Household, we're now at 0. Still haven't gotten my nails done, so I have my $43 in here for whenever I have the opportunity to go. My kids are now on fall break. Today was the first day of fall break, so they're out today, tomorrow, and then Monday and Tuesday of next week. So I don't know when I'll have the chance to get my nails done, but that's there when I need it. And then miscellaneous originally had $80, and now we're at $4. Again, it's been a spendy week. That's why I have my miscellaneous as like a backup. Halloween still has just $10 in it. And then I did remember to deposit all of my back-to-bank cash. So that's where I'm at with my variable spending. We are going to be having some no spend days. We've made dinner every single night this week. We've made dinner at home. Now let's get to other spending that we did that did not come out of my variable expense binder. So on Tuesday, my husband and I went to the thrift store. And first, let me show you guys really quickly my vision board for 2023. Let me grab that. All right, hopefully you guys can see this okay, but this is my vision board for 2023. I create one of these every single year. I just take Google images that represent certain goals that we have, and I put them on one sheet of paper and laminate it. And these are the things that when I entered 2023, when Blake and I, our family, entered 2023, these are the things we really wanted to accomplish this year. Let me start off by saying that when we entered 2023, we thought this year was going to go completely different than it has gone. Our year has been, it's been difficult in a lot of ways. But I'm also so proud of us for so many different reasons. But looking at my vision board and seeing what all we've accomplished despite the challenges of this year, I'm just blown away. So let me just get into it. First is emergency fund. This is pretty much on my vision board every single year. I have a goal every year to reach our goal in our emergency fund, which has always been $20,000. There's only been one time in our entire financial journey that we successfully saved $20,000, and that was when we were buying our house. Blake and I cracked down for a year and a half, and we saved $20,000. It was not easy. We sacrificed a lot, but we did it so that we would have a down payment for our house and moving expenses and all of that. Going into 2023, we had an emergency fund of about, I want to say it was about $5,000. At the end of last year, at the end of 2022, it was closer to $8,000. But then we had to spend $3,000 for an emergency. And then going into the year, we're like, okay, we're going to build our emergency fund back up to $20,000. Did not happen. We actually spent most of our emergency fund. We pretty much had to start over completely because I lost my job in February. And I went from working, every single day of the week to only working 10 hours a week. And that's when I started my business. But emergency fund is always on my vision board. It's always a goal to build that emergency fund up as much as we can, even if it's slow progress. I have a dog here. Entering 2023, Blake and I talked about getting a dog towards the end of 2023. And what happened? January 14th, a few days after we got back from vacation, we found our dog, Sam. And I'm so grateful every single day that happened when it did, because had we not found Sam on January 14th, there's no way we would have been able to adopt a dog this year. There's no way that I would have felt comfortable with the situation we were in, the financial situation we were in, to bring a dog into the family, because I do believe in giving, a dog, a rescue dog, the best possible life you can get. And since we already had Sam, there was nothing in the world that was ever going to make us give Sam up. We never even considered it. That was never an option. But we made it work within our budget. Sam literally has his own binder, his own budget, and we made it work. And I'm so grateful every single day for him, because he really saved us this year. He's the best dog ever. I can't imagine not having him. USPS, my husband works for USPS. USPS is a very difficult job. And our goal this year was that Blake was going to get promoted to a full-time carrier and become a salaried employee. And that did happen this year. And towards the end of this video, I'll have another update that we were not expecting when it comes to my husband's job. But that did happen this year, so we did accomplish that goal. This is landscaping, so we had a goal to get landscaping done in our yard. We didn't complete a lot of the things we wanted to do in our yard, but I did hire a professional landscaping company that comes every week. So that is, I completed partial of that goal, like half of the goal, because I didn't get the bushes pulled that I wanted to get pulled out that I hate. But we have a professional company taking care of our front lawn, which for the past 2 years in our house has been a struggle to maintain. So now we have professionals doing that. Beach vacation, we wanted to take our kids to the beach this summer, and we did. If you go to my Instagram and scroll down, you'll see a video where I break down our beach spending. Crawl space, we wanted to get our crawl space encapsulated. That did not happen this year. It will not happen this year. This will roll over into a goal for next year. But we've also done a lot of other home maintenance things this year that we weren't planning. And then start a business. This was supposed to happen at the end of 2023, and I ended up starting my business in March, right after I lost my job. So I went through all of this with you guys, and I apologize if you did not care and you just wanted me to get to the point. But as you can see here, couch. So my husband and I, we have needed a new couch for a long time, about 1.5 years. Our couch has been broken. The seat has been completely sunken in. It's ripped up, it's stained, it is bad. And I wanted to save this year for a brand new couch. I wanted to save a few $1,000s for a brand new couch. And I knew that that was not going to happen. Like, there's no way I was going to be able to do that. So this is what Blake and I did this week. When we went to the thrift store, we found a couch. Put that to the side. So I'm going to post a photo of the sectional that we found at the thrift store. And we got that sectional for $145. It's not in perfect condition. It does have wear and tear, but we have 2 young kids, and Blake made a really good point. We don't need a brand new couch that costs $3,000 when we have 2 young kids at home, because that is just us asking to get frustrated with them when they spill their water or they drop their crumbs or whatever. Like, the couch is going to get messed up. It's just something we have to accept. It's going to get stained. It's going to get jumped on. We have 2 young kids. We have a family. Like, we don't need a brand new couch. This couch is perfectly fine for our family. So we spent $145 on a brand new sectional, brand new to us. And I'm going to break down the rest of our spending that day. The new sectional was $145. Close to the checkout line, there was this like 1992 love seat, like a brown love seat that our mom and dad had growing up. You know, like grandma and grandpa's old love seat, and they had it listed for $10. And Blake convinced me that we should get it for Sam, because Sam likes to sit on, we had a futon that we ordered from Amazon, and that too was broken. It was in our living room with our sectional, and it was also broken. So we had 2 broken couches in our living room. So Blake convinced me to get this love seat for Sam, and he was like, we'll just buy a slip cover for it to make it look a little bit nicer, but this thing is sturdy. It's going to last forever. He is about 50 pounds, so he needs something sturdy and something comfortable, and I'm so glad we did that, because it is sturdy and it is comfortable, and it may not be the prettiest thing to look at, but who cares? I mean, it's for the dog, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But we are going to buy a slip cover for it. We are going to put that in the budget, but we bought that love seat for $10. We bought a lamp. That was actually the first thing I saw, was a lamp for our living room. I bought it for $10. We bought 3 pillows to kind of spruce up the sectional. That was $15. And then we had to rent a U-Haul. We do not own a truck, and we don't know anyone other than my dad who has a truck, but I was not about to try to get my dad to come all the way to our side of town when my dad works crazy hours. So we rented a U-Haul, and the U-Haul rental was $55.05. I'm actually going to put a screenshot up of our total expenses. Gas for the U-Haul was $17.94. And then when we got everything for the house, we brought it here, unloaded it, and then we loaded the U-Haul. It was a 10-foot U-Haul with all this crap that we've been needing to get rid of in our house. So we loaded the U-Haul up. My husband took that to the dump. So the dump fee was $8.87. So everything all in all, with taxes included, was $275 that we spent that day that was not in our budget, that we did not really have to spend. the way we made it work in our budget is that we also do travel hacking. So my husband and I have some travel credit cards that we earn for travel rewards. And that's how my husband and I have been able to take our kids on trips this year, despite our income situation drastically changing, is because of the travel credit card. So I had applied for a travel credit card for my husband several months ago, and I needed to meet the minimum spend on that. And if I did, I would get a bonus. So I met the minimum spend on that about a month ago. And so we now have that bonus, which I want to say it's about $1,000 in worth of credit card rewards, travel rewards. Now, I will say this, when you redeem for travel, you get more out of your rewards. So your money stretches farther than when you redeem it for cash. But you do have that option with this particular credit card that we have to redeem for cash. So you can actually cash out your credit card points to put it towards your credit card statement. So all of this that we spent on Tuesday, we put on that credit card so that I could redeem our credit card points to pay off the $275 in full using our bonus credit card points. So that way we're not in debt for this spontaneous, impulsive decision, but we got a brand new living room and we are over the moon ecstatic. I wasn't 100% sold on this sectional when we first saw it, but I'm so glad that we got it. It's actually so functional for our family. It's really comfortable and it's a great deal. I mean, less than $200 for a sectional. What more can you ask for? Okay, so let's move on from that and we'll talk about the home maintenance that we're going to be doing. So we had a leak in our chimney about a month ago and we had to pay $850 to get that chimney flashing replaced. So we paid $850 out of pocket for that. While the roofer was up there, he let me know that we had some hail damage on our roof. So he suggested that we file a claim with insurance to see about getting a new roof due to hail damage. We've been having a lot of storms here recently. So I did take his advice on that. I filed the claim and surprisingly, shockingly, we got approved and we are getting a new roof, which I'm just so excited for. I'm really happy about this, but we do now have a $1,000 deductible that we are going to be out of pocket for. How we're covering this is I spoke with the roofer and he was very generous to offer us a payment plan. So he offered to let us pay $200 per month for the next 5 months in order to get the roof paid off, our deductible portion paid off, because how it works with insurance, they mailed us one half of the cost of the roof in a check. We cash that check, give that money to the roofer, and then when he completes the job, we let insurance know, and then they release the other half to replace the roof. So they pay for the whole roof except the $1,000 deductible. And then the $1,000 deductible, we pay the roofer directly. So he worked with us on that. That's amazing. And so that's kind of what we have going for us. We're going to be making that work in our budget. But that leads me to our big news, and that is that Blake got a raise this week. An unexpected raise that is it's going to make a huge difference for us. It is a $14,000 a year raise, and that is a big deal to us. I'm just really grateful because Blake has worked really, really hard. His job is very difficult in a lot of different ways, and this year has been really hard on us. So it's just really nice that he got this raise because we really need it, and he deserves it. I am struggling a lot with whether or not to keep my part-time job. Luckily, my client is super flexible with me, and she's wonderful, and I love her for that. But I am getting stressed out because I have special needs children who, they need me sometimes during the time that I'm at work. And so that's kind of part of the reason why I lost my job in February, was because I had to miss so much work because of, being a special needs mom. And I'm not going to go into detail about anything regarding my kids and their personal struggles because of privacy reason for them, and I want to respect their privacy. But it is really, really hard, and I just want to let any other special needs mom who may be watching know that you are not alone. It is very, very difficult, and not a lot of people understand how hard it is, how isolating it feels. You feel like you're completely alone, especially if you don't have any family support at all. So it's just been really hard on me mentally, like the past several months, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep this job, but it does take a little bit of pressure off of me with my husband getting this raise, because if I did have to leave my part-time job, at least we have that kind of backing us up. But I definitely don't want to leave my job. I just don't know how much more my client is willing to put up with for me, even though she's wonderful. She's never complained. She's always so nice when I have to leave earlier or if I have to call out or anything like that. She's wonderful, and I love her for that, but she also does need someone that she can rely on. So hopefully things get better. Hopefully things get easier. You know, I've been waiting for that, but we're just going to keep trucking. We're going to keep moving along. So we do have positive things happening for us in our life, and I'm so grateful for that. We are staying on track in our budget, and yes, we may be kind of going overboard sometimes when we get really excited about something and go spend $300, but you know what? $300 as compared to $3,000 is not that bad. And like I said, we're paying for it with our credit card points, so girl math, free money. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll have my cash stuffing video up next week, and in that video I'll talk about student loans and student loan repayments and what that looks like for us, because student loan repayments just started back in October. So I'll talk about that in this next video, but I don't want this video to be too long because I did talk a lot. Thank you if you stuck to the end. Y'all are amazing. I love you so much. If you aren't already following me over on Instagram, go ahead and follow Willow Horror Shop. I do get all my stories as much as possible, usually daily, and try to just share my daily life and a closer look at my spending, my budget, everyday things like our meal plan, what we're having for dinner that night, things like that. So you get more of like an intimate look as to my life if you're interested in that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.